everyone, Gabby here, and one of the areas of my island that I've truly not known what the heck to do with has been my museum. I built my museum area fairly early on into me having my game, but I've never really liked it, and I feel like it just took up a lot of space and wasn't anything I really ever went and visited, and so I came to the conclusion that I wanted to change it up, maybe make something that fit my island's aesthetic better. I don't know, but we're gonna jump right into it. I had to clean up a crap ton of stuff that I just had all over this area. It was just a big mess. And I kept this part in because I kind of wanted to show how I deal with kind of planning where buildings are gonna go and things like that. So please excuse the need to go buy another shovel. I wish we had those like meters that I always see people like being like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had like a little meter that told us how long our tools were good for? I think about that at least once a day when I'm recording because it would be very nice. But with winter meant that my flowers were cloning like crazy, so I had to move them all. So I apologize that this is probably going to be the least exciting part of this video. But to be honest, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I like ordered a bunch of items and things, but I wasn't particularly sure what exactly I wanted to put together. But once we start decorating, you'll see I really wanted to create like a foresty like research area for Blathers outside of the museum, but I also wanted to include like other little areas and things that I knew my villagers would use. Like I add a little reading nook, and much later I add a little painting area because as you saw in front of my first museum, I had a little painting area. And so I thought it was kind of fitting to continue having a little painting spot in front of my museum because I like art museums, okay? Maybe that sounds like nerdy. I don't know. I like art museums. I miss going to museums. But yeah, how have you all been recently? Have you done anything fun? Safely, of course, but have you maybe picked up like a new hobby or something? Or have you made a really good recipe recently? I always love exchanging recipes with people. If you've like cooked something that's really amazing, oh my god, please tell me. I'm intrigued to constantly have new things. Because I'm one of those people where I can't eat the same thing too frequently or else I get really bored of it. Like right now, because I work retail a few days, I have to get up really early to go to work, and that means having breakfast. And I am so sick of breakfast foods to the point that I've been making like things I would eat for lunch and like other savory foods to have for breakfast because I'm sick of breakfast foods. So sick of them. Maybe I've considered looking into like maybe like different breakfasts from different countries maybe, and seeing if I could find something that interested me. Because I already like eating rice with breakfast. I'm not gonna lie, like rice at any meal, highly worth it. And then, so I did not explain what I intended to explain at all, but basically I put down the path, one of the in-game paths, to the size of the area of the building, and that's how I can place it in the area that I want it to go more easily. I highly recommend doing that. Sometimes I'll dig holes for the dimensions, but sometimes I'll use the paths. So it just depends on what you like. Yeah, if you have any like good breakfast ideas, like truly, I'll eat like leftovers from dinner for breakfast at this point because I can't. Now I'm not going to make you watch the boring part of me cleaning that whole area again. So right now we're just going in and putting together some items that I want to use and starting up that Island Designer app again. Initially I thought of using the stone, but I realized if I wanted to put any flowers or trees within the little like work area, it'd make more sense to use like a dirt path or something. So I used the lighter dirt because I think it looks nicer with the building itself. Also, yeah, I still have houses on the beach. I don't know what to do with them, okay? And then I wanted to change up how I had my path here, just because I thought it didn't really... It was like too like straight line looking for me. It didn't look more interesting. I wanted it to look a little more varied. And I was trying to decide if maybe I wanted to put the path over the dirt path, but then I realized it's not going to work the way I want it to. So I changed my mind at some point. Don't remember when that is, but I think now we're just kind of putting together some form of pathing. I usually use the middle color to kind of guide the direction of my path. There's probably a better way to do this, I'm not gonna lie, but my island is a lot of trial and error, as you will see. Because, fun fact, at one point I thought I was fully done with this area, but then towards the end of the video you'll see I go back in and fully change some areas around and add some things in that I just thought were lacking. So you will see if you stay tuned for the rest of the video and don't skip ahead to the end to see what I do. I know if you do that, believe me, I can read YouTube statistics. Now today's interrupting villager is Whitney, and for once not Pashmina. Whitney decided to sit right where I needed, but she moved immediately, which was very nice of her. Good job, Whitney. I've never used the jail bars before this build, but I really like that it adds height to an area. But it's not like a tree and like it allows for you to like see through it, which I thought was really nice. Then I'm just planting a ton of trees because, like I said, I wanted it to kind of blend in with how, if you saw Fang's build for his yard, which kind of connects to this museum area, I wanted it to have a foresty vibe around his house, so I want to continue that forest look, if that makes sense. And then I knew I wanted to like rework this pond, but honestly I don't really work on it until more towards the end of this video, just because I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do at all. Like I thought I maybe wanted to make the pond more round or something. I don't know. So towards the end I just was like, oh, I'll just fully fill it in and work on it when I get there, because I like the little waterfall island I built up there. I thought it was a cute little area, so I wanted to keep it. like I said, we'll get to that much later. I didn't figure out what I wanted to do with that until much later on. Now I'm just grabbing items from up there that I knew I wanted to use, like different fence pieces, and I go up there and I grab a lot of the trees, I think, if I remember correctly. I rework my plant choices several times in this build. As if you saw in my onsen hot springs build, I really like how the bamboo looks, and I don't know why I never used it, to be quite honest, but I like incorporating it a little more, and so a bit later on I add some of the bamboo in amongst my trees. I think we're going to start kind of planning out and decorating a little bit in this area. Because my issue in decorating this area is I didn't want it to look too out of place with the rest of my island, if that makes sense. I didn't want it to look too, I don't want to say industrial. Is industrial the right word? Or too modern? I'm not sure what word is the word I'm trying to think of, but I just wanted to make sure it still made sense in my island. And then I grabbed some things from Lucky's yard that I knew I wanted to use, so I didn't like rebuild a lot of those items or buy them again because I already had them. And also I want to rework Lucky's yard better in the future at some point. We're just putting down my classic clovers and stone patterns around to give it kind of more of a, like there once was a path here, but it's kind of been a while texture. As always, I include all of the custom designs I use in the description, so if you want to know who made the designs and how to get them for your own island, I leave them there in the description so you can get them as well. I did not make any of these, in case that was not clear. I thought the cardboard boxes in my brain, they were like, if Blathers received the items from like another museum, those are like the boxes they would be shipped in, or like if he was shipping stuff to another museum. You know what I mean? Museums share things, right? I thought initially maybe fencing, but I didn't really like it because it made it kind of harder to decorate the area. So I do go in and get rid of it. I wasn't a huge fan of how it looked and how cluttered it made the space. Like cluttered in a bad way. And then I accidentally did that because I'm just a genius, as we know. My OBS sometimes really lags so badly when I'm building, and I don't even know what to do about it at this point. So sometimes I just do really stupid things with my game. And then something I've honestly never used up until this build was the scattered papers. I really, really like how it helps fill up the space. And because I imagine, like, in doing research, maybe you get frustrated and you throw it away if it's not what you want, you know. You gotta give the area personality. I love using the little angled signposts to different parts of my building, so I had to use it up there to point to where the museum is. And so now I'm just kind of putting together like this little reading area like I mentioned in the beginning. I wanted like a little nook, basically. I don't know, I feel like that sounds nice, like sitting under a tree and reading a book near a museum. That just sounds very pleasant to me. And what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, ignore all the items all over my house. I've been trying to organize a little better, and clearly my version of organized is just very chaotic looking. But I did have some items I wanted to grab for this area, like because I don't have the pile of cushions DIY still, I decided to stack a Zen cushion and a normal cushion just on top of each other. And then I liked having the betta fish up there because I was trying to put little accent colors kind of in that area, like the green and the blue. I thought it just kind of made the area look a little more life. It gave a little more life to the area. And why can't you put anything on top of the oil barrel? That doesn't make sense to me, but like, okay, Animal Crossing, sure. Then what do I... I thought I wanted to plant weeds, but I kept getting weeds that I didn't like. So I'm pretty sure I gave up on that concept pretty quickly. You know, I think I just straight up go and sell those weeds. I don't know how people decorate with weeds. I can't figure it out. I really can't. I've tried. I can't figure it out. If you have tips for using weeds to decorate, please, I would love some ideas, because I just don't get how you decorate with weeds. I can't do it. I don't know why I thought to plant brand new trees in that area. I don't know why. Normally what I do is I go to a Nook Miles Island and I'll just dig up a ton of trees so I have full-size trees, but I guess I didn't feel like it that day. That's normally what I do, and I definitely recommend doing that because then you don't have to wait for them to grow. I don't like waiting for them to grow. I get very impatient. I definitely wanted to have that stone tablet kind of hidden, leading to the museum. And then, so this is future Gabby. So I started building that area probably around New Year's Eve. And so at this point, I have changed around some of the item placement, and like I said, I wanted to add bamboo there. And to be honest, I don't like building in the winter in Animal Crossing that much, honestly. I couldn't tell if I liked the area I built or if I absolutely hated it and wanted to just fully restart my island. And honestly, if you ever feel like that, change your island to a different season, because truly, it made all the difference. I thought I filmed me putting that bookshelf there, but I guess I didn't. I put a little bookshelf and a globe there, kind of across from the little reading area I built. So it's like, that's where you get your books from, you know. I like telling a story. I'm a storyteller here. And so I had analyzed some fossils, and I just wanted to make sure I had like some small ones. I didn't want to have like giant fossils in front of my museum. So I'm just going and selling the rest of them because I don't have a lot of bells right about now. Also, I don't know why OBS recorded it in this like aspect ratio. I'm having some issues with it at the moment, honestly, and I apologize for that because I just could not get it to work today. It just was not working with me. Also, I will say while recording this was another instance of my controller just not wanting to work with me. So if I make any really stupid moves, know that it's my controller lagging supremely with OBS. Like, I think my CPU was like 10 while I was recording, and I could not get my computer to fix itself. It was just being a big pain. Which isn't great because I really would like to do like live streams with you all in the future. Like, I would love to live stream and get your opinions on an area while I'm building it, or like do a live stream villager hunt. But my computer, I don't think could handle a live stream. I think I need to upgrade before I get to that point, and I'm not in a position where I can afford upgrading my computer anytime soon. So one day, it's good to have goals. That's one of the goals for 2021, is to maybe upgrade my computer so I could do live streams. Oh, pretty obviously, I moved the cliff that I had Lucky's house up on. I just wanted to have that area a little more open, and I kind of felt like it was a waste of a incline, so I'm gonna rework that in the future. Honestly, so many of my villagers' houses I need to decorate for, and I don't really know what I want to do with them. Because I've seen a few people recently build like cute little neighborhoods, and I think it's so adorable. I love the little neighborhood builds I've been seeing. Like, let me pull up the person whose builds I've been obsessed with recently, because I think y'all need to check them out because they are so insanely talented. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Some people can just build things. Could not be me. Their account is Ream Crossing, and they have like a vintage, I think they're like, the theme they're going for is like a vintage European look. And I'm not gonna lie, after watching their videos, I was like, what if I just totally got rid of my island and made it a vintage happy little city? I don't know. That's why now a part of me is like, what if I built like a little neighborhood area next with like a few of my villagers' houses? Is that something you would want to see? Let me know, because I'm not too sure. I like the idea of having my villagers' houses scattered, so it would probably be maybe like 2 or 3 villagers kind of living near each other, but maybe we'll work something out. I don't know. Here's the little painting area, though, that I mentioned at the beginning that I really wanted to include because, like I said, in front of my museum, I had a little painting spot. So I wanted to continue that here. I've been seeing so many people use those like lace circle patterns on their island, so I got one to try out as well, and I really like it. I want to figure out where else to use it on my island, because to be honest, I'm not sure where to use it, but I really like how it looks. I like the texture in it especially. Yeah, I wanted to add some more just things around here. Like, I wanted to use some more of like the fossils because I really like the stone texture in Animal Crossing. I think it looks really nice. I really had a whole situation, I guess, where I needed to rework the trees. I don't know why I wanted to keep all my apple trees that I have specifically around the museum, but I really like them around the museum. I like the red color with the buildings, so I've been trying to space them out, so right now I'm just trying to move around my trees again, you know. Just tree things. I couldn't find a way to make the lamp work the way I wanted it to, so I'm actually gonna go and change that item out. I wish Animal Crossing would just let us plant trees next to cliffs. That's all I want. Really, that's all I want. Yeah, I'm just changing around some colors of some things that I already had. You know. I really wanted to try to fill up the path leading to the museum a little bit more. So that's why I added the box with the documents stacked on it, and I still wanted to find a way to kind of have some of these fossils and that stone tablet kind of displayed outside of the museum. Honestly, if I get other fossils in the future that are a little more interesting, I might change it out. I do like how the amber looks, but I'm not sure about that one I have in the back. I don't really like that you can't really even see it that well. So I might change that one out for a different fossil in the future. We'll see. And then I feel really bad. OBS crashed while I was figuring out my whole lake river situation. So I don't actually have footage of me terraforming that river, but here is the finished museum area. Like I said, there's this little painting spot that I really like. I think it's really sweet. And then leading towards the museum, there's the little reading area, and I put a bookshelf here. I thought it added some nice colors and height variation in this area. I always accidentally hit that because I think I have the camera on and you have to hit R to make your character look at you. Look at me. Very cute. And then the little fossil area that I really like. Like I said, I'll probably change it out for different fossils in the future, but for now, those are the ones I just had on hand. So I hope you get the idea of what I want there. And then the little documents, just to, again, add clutter to the path. I felt like it looked really empty and I didn't really like it. And then that little area back there where I put the termite mound, I try to use that item wherever I can. And there's the finished river that I'm sorry I didn't have footage of. I didn't want to like make it into a big pond because then I'd have to like reorganize and like possibly move around different parts of the museum area, and I really like how it looks as is. And yeah, this is the finished area. I love all the different heights and colors, and I do think it still fits in with my island without being too much. I love the little desk area. I think it's really cute with the candle. I like the candle there a bit more than the lamp. I don't know why I kept doing that I don't know. But yeah, I'm way too happy with this area, honestly. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. And yeah, like I said, really, really happy with it. Honestly, changing to spring, I think made this area 10 times better. I think winter wasn't doing it justice. So if you ever struggle with your island, I'm telling you, change a season. It might make you feel better about it. But I would also like to know what your thoughts are in the comments, if you like how this came out, if there's other areas you want to see me build, always leave them in the comments. I am always interested to hear what you have to say. Oh, whoops. But I thank you all so much for watching this longer than normal speed build video. I really appreciate it. If you could leave a like, and if you are new here, hit the subscribe button. I upload twice a week. On Wednesdays you get an Animal Crossing video, and on Saturdays you get a random video, sometimes cosplay, sometimes fashion, sometimes it's just me talking. But yeah, twice a week, if you subscribe, you'll get a video. I promise you that. And with that, I will see you all at my next video. Bye!